Welcome back to Switched to Linux. So today we are going to be looking at Firefox Quantum on Linux Mint. And I can either get this guy completely installed and overwrite my existing Firefox, or I can kind of do it a little clunky like I have right now. So the way I have it set up right now, as long as I'm not running an instance of Firefox, then I can actually run the Quantum, but the default system is still set up to run the old version of Firefox that is in Linux Mint, which I think is 56 right now. Now, of course, one of the downsides, one of the things that Joe Collins hates about Linux Mint is the fact that they take your Firefox and they edit it and alter it a little bit, and I think that is maybe a little problematic. So what we're going to do here today is they say that this new Linux, or this new Firefox rather, is supposed to be much faster, and so we are going to put that to the test. Now, what I can't do is run a side-by-side window, so what we're going to do is we're going to first do a few little tests inside of Firefox with the Quantum going, and then we're going to just basically keep some ideas, keep some numbers going, and then I'm going to go back into the original Firefox, which is 56, and we're going to do a comparison of those. So I'm going to grab a notebook over here, and we're going to keep track of a few things. Now, I know that one of the things I need to do is I need to fix some of the memory hogginess on Switch to Linux. It's a very nice site, but it takes too much memory, and that's one of those things that I need to do. So I know that happens to be a fairly costly site. So we're just going to go ahead and check out switchedtolinux.com. We're going to see how that loads. Okay, so it loads pretty quick, in fact. So you can see what I have over here. Of course, I need to get it updated, but this is kind of what the thing looks like. Of course, I'll go ahead and show you that support page I talk about every time. If you want to help support us, we have a Patreon link. This is a PayPal button, and this is a link to the Amazon store. But kind of what I just wanted to see there is how much that's using. And let's go ahead also and pull up a system monitor. And we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and leave this going as it is right now. And I'm going to leave this tab open. Now we're going to go check out, let's check out my Christian site at rwalkinchrist.com. And the idea here is I'm just going to go with a lot of beefy sites. Now, one of the things is that this computer has a host script file, and so it is not blocking, or it's blocking all of the ads by default. So you can come over here, and if you're not familiar with my Christian site, you can actually come over here, pick up the books that I have. I do try and keep these up to date with the latest videos that are out on those. I think there's one more daily walk out. I think that's from last week's, but come over here. Of course, my other channel, which I just haven't gotten a chance to do much with lately. This home cooking hacks. I'm just going to pull all these guys up. So you can come over here. I got to fix this one. That's an error there. I didn't put my break in there right. So, and then let's see. Let's go ahead and look at startpage.com. I'm just basically loading up a whole lot of things. And we're just going to have a look at what the memory looks like. So it is pretty quick. That is the nice part about it. Is what else? What other site out there? You know what? These news sites take forever to load. Let's go to CNN.com. Okay, so you see it loads pretty quick. I'm not taking any tabs on any of these. Let's go ahead and go to foxnews.com. I'm actually quite impressed how quickly these are loading. Now, I don't go to these sites on this system here real often, so that's okay. Let's see. I like Ars Technica for news. Let's go to that one. Okay, I'm just going to keep track of the pages we have. So we have CNN, we have Fox News, we have Ars Technica. All right, so everything's actually kind of moving back and forth here pretty quick. So let's go ahead and have a look at the memory now. There you go. So you can see right now the system is currently taking, with those, what do I have, 7 tabs open, and Firefox right now is taking 183 megabytes of memory. And this is the new one. All right, so having a look at it, what do I think of it? My first thought, I think it's ugly as sin. I don't like these, I don't like these modern flat things people are doing. So I think it's ugly as sin. Let's see. So here's your history. Here's your bookmarks folder. They did redo this menu here a little bit. It does look quite a bit different. This is different, but I mean, actually, I kind of like this a little bit better than the old one. Here's your add-ons. Let's have a look at our preferences. Let's see if see what's in the preferences here. All right. One of the things I really want to see is how easy is this to make adjustments, like how easy is it to get your way around here? What can you do? So you can go into various different things, open new windows in a tab instead. There's default fonts and colors. Do our default fonts. Of course, there's probably themes, but my thought is the theme. Okay, so here we have digital rights content. So here we have the option to play DRM controlled content, and it looks like it is disabled. So Firefox is up to date. It will automatically install updates, so we can come down here. We can never check. We can check but choose to install. We can automatically install. We can automatically update your search engines. Okay. Check if it's the default. It's not the default right now. Here's your search bar. Okay, so you can actually get rid of the search bar or keep it. That's actually a nice little feature. Here's your default search engine. So it looks like let's see, did they? Okay, so actually that looks like it's going to just pull this page up right here. So let's go ahead and find more search engines, see how that is. Again, Linux Mint does mess this up a little bit. They get rid of this stuff here, which is kind of annoying to me, but I kind of deal with it. So there we are. There's my default there. Pfft, Microsoft, get rid of that. All right, so that's usually what I like to do with that. So you can remember your passwords or not. You can save logins, custom settings. It looks like it's pulling everything of this from my original folder. So that's good. And then here's Firefox account, which I'm not quite using. All right, downloading to the downloads folder. All right, so that is this one. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and close this down, and then we are going to load up the old version and see how that looks. Okay, so now we're back on the old version of Firefox here. So this one here, it should be version 56. Of course, it's the Firefox for Linux Mint. So a little bit different in that respect there. So now we're just going to go through the exact same sequence of websites I went to in the exact order. So we're going to go switch to linux.com, and we're going to have a look at what this site looks like. So you can see it did take a little bit longer to get there. It's really not loading a whole lot different. Once again, I'm just going to go back to the main sites I was on before. So now let's go with ourwalkinchrist.com. Essentially, I'm just going to walk through the same step that I did last time. So here, and I'm not sure if this is the server being a little slow, or if it's my site or the Firefox. So you can kind of judge for yourself whether this is faster or slower. Next, we did startpage.com. Next we did, and these are the ones here that I think we'll see the biggest notice in, is the CNN. So that did have a little bit of a lag. And let's do foxnews.com. Everything's running pretty quick. That's part of it too, is how much what my internet speed is, but you can see it's running pretty much the same. And of course, if you're not used to it, this is what the old menu looked like. I don't know which one I prefer more, to be honest with you, whether I like this layout here. I'm familiar with this layout, but I do kind of like the way the newer layout has set itself up. I didn't see the customize option, but it might be there. Here's, of course, your preferences. Essentially is a lot the same, so nothing a whole lot different. Of course, because this is a Linux Mint version, it takes you to this screen instead. But that's what that looks like. So now let's go ahead and have a look at what our system resource is telling us on Firefox. So the same exact windows are open. Okay, so same exact tabs are open, and this is taking 234.3 megabytes. So indeed, the new Quantum is actually taking less memory. So it is taking less memory. That's one of the things that they said they were going to do. They said things were loading 2 times as fast. I'll kind of let you be the judge of that one. You know, let's just go ahead and do an internet. No, I'm not going to do an internet speed test on camera, but I have very fast internet here, and so in due respect, I think that your internet speed is going to play a role for that. But the fact that it does take a lot less memory does indicate that it's going to be a little bit faster. So there's my thoughts. Am I going to replace Firefox on this with this Quantum? I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. I'm not quite sure. But regardless, it does seem to fulfill its promise. Things did seem to load pretty quick over there. Certainly no slower, maybe a little bit faster on some of those bigger sites. And it did actually install take less memory. So that's good. Okay, so let's talk about how you would go about getting this, because it's not quite as straightforward. So first, you just want to go to your Firefox page here. And on Firefox, I'm not sure why I'm getting this gap over here. Maybe it's because of all this mess around I've been doing today. On your Firefox here, just come down to get your Firefox. Now you can wait until this is in your repository, which is probably the best if you're a novice at this. But if you're up for the challenge of it, you can download the tarball here. And what I did is, once the tarball was downloaded, then what's going to happen is you'll get the tarball, and I extracted it, and then what I end up doing is I extracted it into the OPT folder in the root, and then what you can do is I renamed this Firefox 57 just so I wasn't getting all confused everywhere. Basically, this is going to call the program, and you can add this to the bin file, make a link to it, and if you overwrite the existing Firefox file, then it's always going to call this one instead of the original. The way I have it set right now is I'm not writing this anywhere. I tried to write this as Firefox 57 in my bin files, but it's still messing with things. And so what I'd have to do is close Firefox down entirely, and then to manually run it, I come over here. But like I said, you can't run the old version and the new version side by side. But this is what you'd want to do if you want to install it to play with it. In this way, really doing this, you can actually leave this directly on the desktop without a problem. And you could literally run this from a folder on your desktop if you just wanted to play with it without worrying about messing up your system. So that's actually the best way to run it, I think, in that respect. There's an advantage to running this, and it's not the Linux Mint type version, and I'm not all that picky about all the things anyway, so I don't know, I might actually run it for a while and see how it works on me, and maybe just keep it. Who knows? Who knows? Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Nice quick video here on the Firefox Quantum on Linux Mint. And if you'd like to help support what we're doing, check out switchtolinux.com/support. You can find our Patreon links and Amazon links down below. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.